Cummings Bridge to be reconstructed as Sheriff Mandela Road project progresses. UG Radio hits the airwaves and house-to-house registration starts on Saturday. These and other stories in your Friday, July 19 edition of InfoHub. As works continue on the Sheriff Mandela Road upgrade project, the Cummings Bridge, located at the intersection of Drury Lane and Sheriff Street, will be reconstructed. Public Infrastructure Engineer Mark Green spoke to InfoHub.
We've got the activity commencing at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. There'll be a power outage from 8 to 3 in the afternoon, at which time we will start the process of demolishing Cummings Bridge.
The power outages will be on both Saturday and Sunday and are necessary as the electrical lines would be a hindrance to the heavy machinery that will be used to demolish the bridge and drive the piles in place. As such, there will also be a detour put in place.
The detour is simply for heavy-duty traffic, for the trucks. The cars will be diverted on both the northern approach and the southern approach. And the idea is to allow the crane, which has a hammer attached to it, to not only assist with doing the pile driving, but we'll also be doing the works with the abutment and so forth.
The Cummings Bridge area will be closed to light vehicular traffic, which will be diverted as follows. Vehicles heading towards Mandela Avenue from the Rupert Craig Highway are asked to divert into 1st Street, Campbellville, onto Stone Avenue, and into Garnet Street, where they can then return to Sheriff Street. Vehicles heading in the opposite direction are asked to divert onto Garnet Street, onto Middleton Street, into Drury Lane, and then back to Sheriff Street. Heavy-duty trucks traversing in the day will be allowed to use a bypass constructed at the bridge. This will be open to two-way traffic during the day, but at night only laden trucks headed towards the Rupert Craig Highway will be allowed to utilize the bypass. Trucks heading towards Mandela Avenue will be diverted towards Vlissingen Road. The ministry is urging the general public to adhere to the notices that would have since been published in the local papers and are currently running on the airwaves. They also advise that if there is no urgent need to use the Sheriff Street carriageway, the drivers should just avoid it altogether for the weekend. Reporting for InfoHub, Nikosi Bruce.
The University of Guyana has launched its 95.5 intelligent radio station, which will bridge gaps in the broadcasting sector for both students and listeners.
The University of Guyana's 95.5 Intelligent FM is now live.
Welcome. You are listening to Radio UG, 95.5 Intelligent FM.
Broadcasting live from the University of Guyana, Turkine campus.
Billed at $8 million, the radio station's frequency will be broadcast throughout a 10-mile radius of the university's Turkine campus, extending to Melanie Damshana on the east coast of Demerara, then Amstel on the west bank of Demerara, and New Hope on the east bank of Demerara. Director of the Center for Communication Studies, Denise Hopkinson Bram, who shared anecdotes of her time as a student at UG and who expressed her elation with the completion of the project.
We were students waiting on this, and it's finally here. It's a dream come true. Community radio is a simple, effective solution to achieve developmental goals, and also to help our people celebrate their own culture.
Minister of Public Telecommunications Honorable Catherine Hughes relayed her happiness with the final operationalization of the radio station, citing the scores of persons who have been waiting for decades for this dream to become reality.
At last, at last, at long last, campus radio has become a reality. Unfortunately, I think we came to realize that maybe because of an absence of a training facility, that we may have had problems in terms of producing the level of broadcaster that we wanted to produce. Today's UG's Communication Center is bridging that gap.
Deidre Moe, Senior Director of Public and Government Affairs at ExxonMobil Guyana, said that ExxonMobil is extremely happy as a company to play a role and be part of such a momentous occasion in the life of the academic institution.
The launch of this radio station will boost the work of UG's Journalism and Communications program and will also contribute significantly to the development of the university as a whole.
The radio station will provide training labs in live radio and TV production for students enrolled in the diploma and bachelor's degrees in communication studies, and will support more specialized training for students of the Master in Visual Communication, set to be launched within the coming months. From the 95.5 Intelligent FM studio at the University of Guyana's Turkine campus, Natisha Isaacs for InfoHub.
The Guyana Water Incorporated has restored water to parts of Region 3's communities as it addresses a reduction in production capacity to its wells along the west bank of Demerara that occurred 3 weeks ago.
Wells in Latour, La Parfait Harmony, and Westminster were affected. Since then, GWI workers have successfully restored the Latour well while there are ongoing works in La Parfait Harmony. GWI's manager for Region 3, Denise Wilford, tells InfoHub what assistance residents have been receiving since Thursday.
We're putting measures in place to do the tankers at least from 6 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock at night. So our distribution hours will cater for persons who work and who will not be at home during the day.
The water is being distributed free of cost to residents in La Parfait Harmony. Director of Operations Dwayne Shako explains a technical aspect of the utility company's efforts to restore water.
We're working as much as fast as we can to get our well in operation by Saturday, so that we can restore back at least close to 40,000 gallons an hour. So we could be able to meet our demands in the Reg Dorsey and on the Neiman, which is the phase 2 area.
The operations director also explained possible reasons for the water shortage.
From time to time, because of migration of particles in the aquifer, we many times experience a loss in production in the wells. Just the aquifer is just a stream, a large stream, a body of water that is existing underground, and in different regions there are different depths. In Borbis it's about 1,200 feet. In Region 3 is about 600 feet, and if you go up to Essequibo, it's about 350, 340 feet.
The water shortage is also suspected to be the result of incomplete works on a well built in 2010 under the previous administration. The situation had seen 39,000 gallons and 40,000 gallons depleted from the Latour and Westminster wells, respectively. Reported from GWI on Vicingen Road with videographer Jawan Jordan, Shaquille Bourne, for InfoHub.
Still to come, residents of St. Cuthbert's benefit from Consensus Building Workshop and beautician restoring confidence with her unique services. These stories after the break.
Are you ready to embark on a truly epic adventure to an undiscovered corner of South America, where some of the most spectacular natural attractions are unveiled within a beautifully diverse landscape? From the wetlands and savannas to the ancient mountains, magnificent waterways and lush enriching rainforest would provide a vast playground for some of the most exotic and breathtaking creatures on the planet, including many of the world's giant species. This untouched land of mystery and wonder serves up an exclusive experience for travelers. So are you ready for a new, awe-inspiring adventure? Welcome back to nature. Welcome to Guyana.
Welcome back. GCOM will commence countrywide house-to-house registration starting Saturday, July 20. This is in keeping with a decision of the Commission on February of this year and in accordance with Order Number 25 of 2019 dated June 11, 2019. A release from the Commission noted that on conclusion of this exercise, a new National Register of Registrants database, NRRDB, reflecting the current Guyanese population will be created. Subsequently, the official list of electors, or OLE, will be extracted for the purpose of conducting general and regional elections whenever they're due. Residents are urged to have the relevant documents required for registration ready and be on the lookout for GCOM's registration officials in their area. These documents include an original birth certificate, a valid passport, naturalization certificate, certificate of registration, adoption certificate, and deed poll or marriage certificate if applicable. Each eligible person will only be registered where he or she resides. Residences include dwelling places such as homes, residential institutions such as hospices, and homes for youth and the elderly. More importantly, registration will not be conducted at GCOM's registration offices. While the Commission is starting the registration exercise, simultaneous operational activities for the preparation of general and regional elections are on the way. Residents of St. Cuthbert's Mission benefited from training in conflict resolution and consensus building to better solve issues within the community.
During a one-day workshop hosted by the Ministry of the Presidency's Department of Social Cohesion, the participants were exposed to conflict resolution and consensus building methods aimed at improving their communication skills and assisting in the establishment of a conflict resolution framework. Minister of Social Cohesion, the Honorable Dr. George Norton, said St. Cuthbert's Mission has developed, but there are still some areas that require improvement. Therefore, the department has returned to offer direction.
Sometimes we know what the problem is, we know what is causing the problem, we know how to solve the problem, but we're not getting it done. And you need guidance. We are prepared to give you that guidance.
Tashao Beverly Clycan told InfoHub that she welcomes the workshop and hopes similar interventions are held in the community in the future.
The workshop sensitized most of the villagers. And I'm happy for that so far because in this village, at some point in time, we faced conflicts. And most of us didn't realize what are some of the things, the negative things could bring about to this community.
In addition to this, the minister announced that a music teacher will be deployed to St. Cuthbert's Mission on August 1 to host a workshop to instruct the young people how to play the musical instrument in the village. For InfoHub, Anara Khan.
In this week's Small Business Focus, we introduce a biologist turned beautician whose services builds her clients' confidence by enhancing their facial features with her unique services.
Sarah Arjun is a certified microblading, shading classic and Russian volume lash extension artist who has introduced a unique beauty service to Guyana. She operates her business from the second floor of the building at the corner of Kroll and Alexander Streets, Georgetown.
I was always into beauty from very young. I always used to try to fix somebody's brows, and I was always fascinated with brows and lashes and face and stuff like that. With my family, I always tell my aunt, come let me do your face.
Sarah, who has a degree in biology, decided to go into the beauty industry after completing her certification training in Florida. After practicing makeup for a while, she saw an opportunity with microblading because it was relatively new to Guyana at the time and still is.
I had a lot of doubts. I was thinking it over. It's a big investment. A lot of money was spent on the course and so on. And I was thinking, how will people react to this new venture? How will people take the business serious?
Casting her doubts aside, Arjun ventured into the business and has never regretted it. She advertises on social media and satisfied customers recommend her services to others, and that's how she acquires more customers.
I have gotten a huge response. I myself am surprised at it because a lot of people in Guyana travel as well, so some of them are familiar with microblading and so on. And then when I started to advertise, a lot of people were curious to know what it's all about, if I implant the hairs, what I really do, because it looks so realistic. And I would explain to them it's not as permanent as a tattoo because I don't go as deep as you would with a regular tattoo. So over time it does fade, because remember with the brows, every so often the style changes from way back then to from thin brows now to thick fluffy brows and so on.
Microblading is a semi-permanent tattoo of the eyebrows. It mimics hair strokes and it looks very realistic. It lasts about 2 to 3 years, but is not as permanent as a tattoo. The beautician guarantees that the ink she uses is specially formulated for the brows and will not change color. It fades by 3 years and can be changed according to fashion trends.
The Mapping and shaping of the brows, what I find is that a lot of my clients, when they come here, they say that when they go somewhere to do their brows, people just go in just like that and shape it out. But when they come here, almost every single time, I map it out first. Show them if this is the shape that they desire, and then I go forward to shape it to how they would like it.
She also does the Russian volume lash extensions, a lightweight volume enhancing extension, and facials for the unique needs of customers.
For example, one facial that I do is the high frequency facial using electricity to take care of acne and wrinkles and scars and so on. And at that time, nobody was doing it here.
Sarah Arjun can be contacted on telephone numbers 592-603-4444, on WhatsApp, Facebook at The Lash Brow Teak Guyana, and on Instagram at The Lash Brow Teak Guyana, or you can visit her at Minx Beauty Bar at the corner of Crowell and Alexander Streets, Georgetown. For InfoHub, Natasha Smith.
That's all for today. Connect with us on WhatsApp, Facebook, and YouTube. Much more news is on our website, dpi.gov.gy, and pop over to Instagram for the latest photo updates at DPI Guyana. Your bridge and weather reports are up next. Goodbye for now.